Good morning, everybody. It's a bright and sunny and hot day here in Australia. I thought I'd pop in just to explain what my Qbot drive wire was. A few people said I would love to know what it is, would love to see you putting it on. I've already put it on because I've been very busy trying to get quilts done. I just finished the last one, which was a free motion one, so I didn't actually need it, but for the three prior to it, I needed the Qbot. Now, what the drive wire does is actually drives this little box thing here. Okay, so this is my computer. That thing there is my computer for my quilting patterns. So things like the snowflakes or, you know, feathers and stuff like that. It is a little bit less labor intensive for me. I don't have to use every muscle in my body to quilt, and because you get tired and fatigued from that, and this basically keeps me going. So I alternate between Qbot and free motion quilting. So just a little bit labor intensive, the free motion. So I try not to do that as much, just to save my body a little bit, because I want to be in this industry for the long haul, not for the short term. So to explain what the drive wire is, now my machine, as you can see, and anybody else that's got a frame will know that your machine is on a little trolley, and it can move backwards and forwards, up and down, side to side, round and round, and all that sort of stuff. So you can free motion with it just like that. When you've got a computer, and I can't speak for any other computer, I can only speak for the Qbot, because I do know that there's other bells and whistles that go with some of the other computers, but for the Qbot, it has what I call a drive wire. So I'll just get in a bit close. This here is my Y box, and it plugs into that, and then that lead runs all the way back up to that little box that I showed you before, the Qbot. Okay, and I'll try and get it. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see it or not. Just under here is a wire, so you can see it's quite fine. I have a 60-pound tracer wire on there at the moment, because we can't buy the wires here in Australia anymore. No one's bringing them in because they've all upgraded to the newer technology, and basically they just don't worry. They're not selling these in Australia anymore. I suppose you can still get them from the US and bring them in, but none of the dealers that sell the handy quilters are actually stocking these anymore that I have found. When your drive wire does wear out and it does break, from time to time. I think in 5 years, 6 years, I've replaced mine 3 times, but I do quilt just about every single day. And when I first started, I was quilting 7 days a week. So my machine, and it took a year before the original one started to fray, and then I replaced it with another original one because I was still selling them. And then about 2.5 years after I bought my machine, that I could not find any of the drive wires anymore. So this one controls the machine going up and down in that motion. And then there is another one which goes the length of my frame. Okay, so that's the length of my frame there. Can you see that? It's quite long. Okay, and there's another one that sits under here, and they have little wheels. You'll be able to see this one a little bit clearer. See that little silver wheel there, and you can see the wire wraps around it. Well, it wraps around twice. Okay, and basically what happens is that gives it a nice secure feeling. It doesn't have to be super tight, because that'll snap your wire quicker than anything else. It just has to have a little bit of tension on it, and that will drive the pattern properly within 3% of it. I've been told. I don't know the percentages. I've just been told that, yeah, it creates it within 3% of the actual pattern that's programmed into the Qbot. So if that goes, the pattern won't stitch out. If I was doing free motion, it doesn't matter, because I don't need those drive wires. And if you don't have a Qbot or a robot, any sort of quilting robot on your machine, you won't have these sort of things on your machine anyway. So this one here, basically, I have an X and I have a Y axis, and both those wires have to be on there. At the moment, I'm running 2 different poundage on it, because I couldn't get 90 pound on the weekend. I could only get a 60 pound, which is fine for the couple of little things that I had to do. It didn't make any difference to the size of the quilting pattern or anything like that. It just won't last the distance. So basically on the weekend, I'm going for a 4-day retreat. Yay! No kids, no husband, no nothing, just me and some girls, and sewing and making bags, and we're really looking forward to it. And it's a reunion retreat, so I just can't wait. And so I have been quilting my backside off, and this is what happens when you do that. That wire breaks. So off I went, and I got the tracer wire. I used stainless. Okay, so I had some 45 here, which is too fine. because I wasn't sure the last time I bought it. So I ended up having to go and get the 60 pound, but I usually use 90 pound. It's just a little bit stronger, it lasts a little bit longer, and I don't have to change it as much. So yeah, that is what a Cubot drive wire is. So I hope that explains it all to you, and I will talk to you soon. I've waffled on enough now, and I've got to get prepping for the weekend, so I'll talk to you soon. Happy quilting, everybody, and have a fabulous day. Bye for now.